Hi folks, in today's episode we're talking about age in spirits. Age in whiskey, rum or cognac. Is age nothing but a number? Let's unpack it. Okay, so age in spirits. Cutting right back to the basics, the age of a spirit is really the maturation time, the time that spirit is spent in a barrel maturing, pulling color and flavor from that barrel. So it's got nothing to do with the date, the current date versus the distillation date. It's really that maturation time, which refers to that time in barrel. So all things being equal, the longer a spirit spends in a barrel, the more color and flavor it's going to extract from that barrel. And those flavors involve any or all of the following: sweetness, caramel, nuttiness, spiciness, fruity notes. The fruity notes can come from the previous contents of that barrel. If it was an ex-sherry cask, it can even come from chemical reactions that happen from acids that come out of the wood and form esters over time. So it's true to say a whiskey and a rum gains a lot from its time in barrel. But if we look at the global whiskey scene, some of the most coveted, highly collectible, soaring auction price whiskies in the world are 3 to 4 year old whiskies. So what's going on here? Well, an older whiskey is not necessarily a better whiskey. I like to look at the age of a spirit as just one of the attributes I use to assimilate something, whether I've drunk it or not. There's so much more to consider that makes up quality in a spirit. The raw materials used, the skill and reputation of the distiller, the nature of the pot stills, the quality and type of cask that the spirit has been matured in. All of these things are not equal. And the very best whiskies in the world, or the very best rums in the world, bring as much of those variables together with quality throughout to create this absolute alchemy and produce a fine spirit. I put on the bar here the example of the Kalila in our current portfolio. Just look at that color. So you can see this is an 8-year-old whiskey only. Massively deep color. You can't associate color with time necessarily. This was obviously filled into a first fill sherry cask that is very high quality, very rich, very active cask, and it's imparted a lot of color and richness in a short time frame. Now, in our opinion, this is perfectly balanced at 8 years old. So going past this, you're going to imbue even more cask character and possibly overpower the Kalila signature peatiness underneath. So we think this was taken out of the cask at the perfect time, and an older version of this would be lesser in our opinion. And here we have some bourbon cask matured whiskey. Typically your bourbon imparting less sort of deep colors than say a sherry cask aging. These whiskies are all roughly the same age, between 8 and 10 year old spirits. Here you've got a tropical aged rum, only 10 years old. It is deep in color. It's had some time in Moscatel cask in a tropical aging environment. So one thing more age in a whiskey will do is add cost. That's understandable. You've sunk raw materials, labor, energy, capital items like barrels, and you've locked that. You've sunk that capital for a long period of time. And that spirit becomes rare in the market, and you need to recover that value. So there's an association with rarity and time, and quite a well-developed association of quality with age. But we would like to bust that open, let the spirit in the middle of the bottle talk, and we see the massive reputations of some younger, more modern distilleries that are built on really quite young whiskey. And that is really because of everything I've already articulated in terms of the sheer amount of variables that make up a fantastic product. So to wrap up, yes, time and age is an important factor. It affects a spirit's development in cask in a quite fundamental way. But we'd encourage you to stay progressive in your thinking when it comes to age and spirits. Don't automatically associate with higher age with superior quality. It's really about all of those other variables we've talked about. And the whiskey world is awash with different aging environments, tropical aging environments where whiskies develop a lot of age compared with continental aging environments in a short amount of time. So keep your mind open, work with trusted bottlers, and let the spirit in the middle do the talking as always. Cheers.